to Soulprism Podcast, where we share bite-sized nuggets of wisdom for your body, mind, and soul to serve you, the emerging soulpreneur. My name is Tammy Mack, and I'm really excited about today's conversation. Number one, she is a projector. She is a 6'2" mental projector. So you're going to get a lot of projector wisdom on this call today. I'm really, really excited about that. Reland Logan is the driving force behind the transformation of high potential brands into market leaders. As a visionary brand strategist, Reland specializes in catapulting women-owned consulting agencies to the pinnacle of success through brand extraordinary method. Her strategic insight and unique approach helps us shatter the glass ceilings and attract champagne clientele. I love that so much. Turning aspiration into achievement with unmatched impact and efficiency. Welcome to Soulprism Podcast, Reland. I am so excited to dive into this.
Oh, thank you so much, Tammy. It's so wild to be on the other side of the microphone because I have the podcast, The Lux Leap, and I'm like, oh, wait, I'm not doing the intro. Oh, please hold. Thank you.
I love that so much. And so I'm really, really curious. How did you get into marketing? Like, what was it that pulled you into helping other people really share their message and their branding?
It's so funny. It wasn't about other people. I wish I could say I was like that kind of a person, but COVID made me do it. So the big lie where I live in Oregon was that everything was going to reopen on April 9th and like everything was going to be okay. That was the day before my 30th birthday. That was not the case. And so a week before my 30th birthday, I was let go. Part of all those mass layoffs that happened during 2020. And I was a single mom at the time. I was on hold with unemployment for like a million years. It felt like my son was watching Cars on Disney Plus, and I started to like panic because I was like, how am I going to pay for this? So I took the last $250 in my account and I said, forget this mess. I hung up. I started my business and I did it so my baby we could survive COVID. And that is actually how it took place. And during that moment, they were on speakerphone because I was not going to hold the phone for that long. I cannot be bothered with that. So I'm like scrolling through Instagram, and I had gone to art school. I have a degree in psychology, and I was heading up sales and marketing teams for a while at that point. And I was like, you know what I can do? I can teach people how to do this. People will pay for that skill. And that's actually how I got started. And I started as a social media agency. And then a couple years later, I rebranded to a brand agency. Go figure. Because I realized that many people's social medias were not working because they didn't have strong brand identity, strong strategy. And that's actually where my strengths lied. And from that point, I went from $2,500 months to consistent $15K months and beyond in the span of 2.5 months.
That is amazing. I love your story, your origin story of, being in survival mode and really turning your mess into your message. And then, like you said, it wasn't originally for everyone else. It was for me. This is what I needed. This is how I needed to pivot in the times that we're at. And me pivoting and me finding my own level of success was a way that I can help others find their success as well. I love that so much. And so this has to bring me to my next question is 2025 or 2020 was a huge, huge mass disruptive of and an explosion of social media, of brands, of entrepreneurs. And we're finding that now 2026 and beyond, we're going to have that next massive resurge. Knowing what you know now from where you were, what advice would you give somebody?
Go find a coach. Go find coaches. I had multiple coaches. And what's so funny is we're now 5.5 years out. Today, I'm working with one of my coaches doing a brand project for her, and she's the one who taught me how to build this brand agency. I've got another one of my speaker coaches I'm doing projects for. Like, your coaches also become your clients over time. But it's having those coaches and always investing in myself in that way has moved me through faster than I think anything else has. And you want to find yourself a coach who also works in a mindset space and understands that your mindset is your biggest barrier. And when you do that, you're going to see just huge wins. And over time, I've also become other people's coaches. I coach a cohort here in town for a local nonprofit. And I watched one woman this year go from 40K to doubling it to 84K this year because she had that level of accountability and that mindset up leveling. And that will change the game for you. Instead of spinning in the YouTube, Instagram vortex, it is worth the investment more than I would say ads, more than branding. And I know I live what I do, but having a strong coach is just, it's a game changer.
I love that so much. There's a saying that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go further, go together. And it's so true what you're saying. We are bombarded by so much noise right now, whether you're on social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, even email marketing, which used to feel safe, is now I have 300 emails a day I have to go through. And so I love your message of getting help, right? Don't do it alone, because there are other people who have gone farther, who have also had the work, and that can help you. Like, that's the whole point, is we do what we do so that we can help others.
Yes.
As a projector, your energy is at a premium.
Yes,
right?
it is.
It is a premium, and because you are a mother, I'm curious, did you always know that, or was that something that you had to find out on your own and work towards?
I think it was definitely something I had to discover. I had to discover what human design was. I think subconsciously I always knew. One of the most projector-like things that I do is I am outwardly a very social, outgoing, seemingly person, I will say. When I am at home, I have to recharge. Like, you can't believe I do not talk to anybody. I will go read by myself. I do all those things. And I have a hard time being at events because everybody's energy is coming at me. And I do much better one-on-one if I can zone in. And I always joke that I'm a much better speaker than I am one of the crowd, because I can pull away from that energy. There's almost like a barrier there. And so having a word to put towards that, to like really explain that, I think helped me more than anything, because I can reflect back to being like 22 and so not business, but like being out in the club and all these things. And people thought I was kind of a mean girl. And it wasn't that I was mean at all. I couldn't hear anybody. Like, I was overloaded by everybody's feelings coming at me. And when somebody would get me on like a quiet Sunday at brunch, and I was like walking with somebody behind, they'd be like, wow, you're really nice. I'm like, I've always been nice. It's just, it's over, like, all these situations are overwhelming for me. And I definitely am the type of projector that can like zone in on one person very well. And as a mental projector, I have the ability to like listen to people and resort and find the pattern of what people need. And that's what makes me such a strong brand strategist, is my ability to just sort through things, talk through them, fix the problem. Not everybody wants you to fix their problems, so I'm working on being invited all the time. But it's fine. I at least know the solution. And when you want it, come ask your girl.
I love that so much. So, like, just from listening to you, you really spelled out the projector very, very well, because our energy is very penetrating. And being a 6'2", yes, you can be all of the things all of the time, but that second line needs that alone time. It needs to recharge. It needs to become resourced again, right? And so I love how you explain that so beautifully. Like, it's a true embodiment rather than something that you've learned, right? Like, this is something that you know that is true for you, and that your energy is at a premium, right? It is at a premium. And so, because the insights that you can share, the projector wisdom that you can share, the beautiful thing about a projector is that, yes, you can narrow in inch wide, mile deep. You can see very deeply, and it's uncomfortable for a lot of people, which is why we need to be invited in. But once you're invited in and you're recognized, you're seen, you're heard, you're like in the zone, like what it is that you can share is groundbreaking, is life transformational. And then that's why you charge the premium prices.
It is why I charge premium prices. And I don't feel any guilt. I think a lot of people feel guilt around high ticket. And I did until I invest that amount of money in myself. I will honestly say, I know that's so cliche and people say it all the time. No, it's true. Once you've spent it, it's a lot easier to charge it because you need to make it back. Let's keep it 100 here. However, I don't charge a premium to start. And I think that that's really important. But, you know, like we were talking offline, I have my Lux Invite system and I teach it to others because there are many women like myself who are single moms and want to be a part of their child's life. And we need to control what is happening around us to a certain extent so we can be present for our children, our family, like whomever you are taking care of, and honestly present for yourself. Like, let's not discount who we are. I can do that. And I'm also really good at saying, I don't need to do that. And so when I created the Lux Invite system, I was tired of discovery calls and people being like, can I pick your brain? Can I pick your brain? Because I'm going to want to give you everything. And so to protect my energy, I actually replaced discovery calls with video audits. So people pay to have a video audit for me to look at their website and things, whatever it is they want me to look at. And I charge a very small fee. I charge 150 USD. And I will go through for like an hour over all the things that are probably missing in your messaging, your sales, the psychology of sales in that space. Then if it makes sense for me, I will invite somebody to the next step and allow them to choose if they want to do brand strategy with me, which is where I interview you one-on-one for an hour and a half to 2 hours. And I charge a little bit more than premium. It's $1,500 for that, but you get a whole plan of how to execute. And if it really makes sense from that point on, I will let you know how I can implement your brand in 2 to 3 business days. And that's where high ticket does come in. That's an average about 20K. But that's where we're talking like photo shoots and whole web redesigns and offers recreated and like how you get your investment back and coaching. Like it's worth every penny because so much is happening that you don't have to really lift a finger for. You just have to go out and sell the thing and it's ready faster than any brand agency will do it. But it's because we did strategy first. So being a projector, especially a 6'2" mental projector, allowed me to figure out that system. And I teach women how to also implement that system into their own businesses because time is money, y'all.
I love that so much. I love the fact that you're not really struggling with worthiness anymore, because so many women, regardless of your energy type, we struggle with receiving, right? And we live in a world where we feel like we have to earn it. And so you bring in this energy of like, I don't have to prove myself. I don't have to earn it like at all. But at the same time, I know myself enough that I give everything. When I give, I can't help but give. I'm a giver. And so I need to be sure that I'm giving with integrity, meaning that if you share a little bit with me, say, like you said, a small fee for a little edit, I'm going to give all to you because that's just who I am. And me pouring that into our conversation is going to help you decide whether or not I'm the right person or this is the right vehicle for you to take your business further. So I love how you are honoring your energy, yourself, and yet treating your clients like freaking adults, not like children.
That part. I think everybody should, at this point, you should have agency. I mean, I'm 35 at the time of this recording. We all deserve to have agency over our lives. And I am a mom, but I'm a mom to a 9-year-old, and that's who I should be mom to. Appreciate everybody else. And that is something that I've learned that I can't take on because I can't want it more than the other person. And I think that's another reason why I created the Lux Invite system. I can't want it more than, let's say you, Tammy, like if I was doing your brand, like you have to want it and you have to go out there and get it. And I think a lot of folks are looking for that magic bullet, and the magic bullet is you. Like you are it. You just have to work it. So somebody cue Missy Elliott for that one. But it's something that I am always like teaching people, and I'm rolling out this new collective because I do think people need accountability and just like reminders of what's working and what's solid. And so I'm rolling out this new thing called the Daily Dollar Collective, where I can also put in my brand clients into that with very, very low ticket. But the intention is we just come here to get work done, and we do our outreach and all those things that are so hard to do because we always put it on the back burner and in the after time instead of doing it in the now time. And so that is where life is going. But you're right. I'm not here to parent anybody other than my baby, who's not a baby.
But they're always your baby. My baby's 19, he's turning 20, and he's still my baby.
You know, I'm sure you remember this time where he's like, I'm not a baby anymore, Mom. No, you're mine. You're my baby. Okay? I just can't hold you like that anymore. It's sad.
I love that. I have to ask, because I love talking branding, and I could talk branding all day, because I truly believe that branding is an extension of you, right? Yeah. And I'm curious, like, what is branding to you?
Oh gosh, my very technical answer is it is where finance, marketing, and operations intersect. It's my very technical answer, but I say it that way so people can see that Venn diagram. And I'm like, and that's because that is the soul of your business. Like that center part is the soul of your business. It is not the colors. I'm not like, it's not just the casing and what makes it pretty. Brand is the baseline of and foundation of everything that you do. And many people think branding as they experience branding visually. But truly brand is, it's the identity, it's the baseline, it's the systems, it's everything that like keeps the heart of it going. And when we make decisions from brand first, we have like, that is why businesses go beyond that 5-year mark when they have a solid core brand. Whereas other ones, they end up quitting because they're changing too much and there's no consistency, and brand is going to be that level of consistency.
I love how like you have such a logical mind, very, yes. Very logical mind. I can recognize that because I have a logical mind as well, but I am definitely stretching more into other aspects of myself. And so I love how you're talking about like your brand is a foundation that you build. It's the systems, it's the message, it's and you also add like the financial aspects to it, which is very important for a lot of people. And so I love what you're saying is like your brand is your foundation, and you can pivot, you can build, you can grow, you can expand, and you can evolve. But as long as you have that beautiful foundation. And so that's why it's so important for clients to know thyself, yes. Whether it's through your brand or whether it's through the foundation that you're building.
Yes. And it's very true that you know thyself, because otherwise you're not going to come through authentic, and you're going to struggle with why not me? Why are they going with this person and not me? Or, I think this is my fault, or that's my fault. And there's a lot of mindset work that goes into branding, a lot of mindset work, that I don't know that people necessarily fully see. Yeah.
Well, because like you said, you talk for 2 hours, and as a projector, projectors ask really good questions. we ask really, really good questions because we want to dive deep into the core of who it is that you are. So I love that so much. I'm curious, do you have a gift or anything that we can give to our viewers that I can put in the show notes?
Oh my goodness. Every time somebody asks me that, I'm like, oh, which one would work best? I think what would help people in this space, especially as far as gifts go, because, I have about 100 of them, my friends. Such a projector thing to say, wasn't it? Can we just like take a minute to acknowledge that? I think the best thing that would help people in this moment is my Power Hour sheet, because what it does is it helps you fine tune your time and getting those sales taken care of in that space. So the Power Hour is where you divide an hour up amongst sales activities, brand awareness activities, and authority building activities. So they're not things that are just happening by the wayside. And so that is a freebie sheet that I will share with Tammy to put in the show notes. And it really is the game changer. If you do it for 90 days straight, you are for sure going to start to see big strides in your business.
Wow, I'm so excited to check that out myself. Thank you so much, Reland, for being on the Soulprism podcast. So you guys know, she's also going to be a presenter at the Rise of the Soulpreneur Summit happening this January on my birthday and the beginning of the Human Design New Year. So I'm so excited to invite you guys to sign up for that. Thank you so much, Reland.
You're so welcome. Thanks for having me, Tammy.